queues form worldwide as consumers vote with their wallets for this year's most anticipated smartphone release. The Apple harvest has begun. Australia's first rush of iPhone X sales have been and gone, but as dawn breaks across the US, queues outside Apple and partner carrier retail stores suggest its hold on smartphone consumer imagination is as strong as ever, despite all the cynical noise. The next decade, Apple's on a roll. September's iPhone 8 releases have already driven higher than anticipated sales. The company is approaching $1 billion a day in services revenue, and it is seeing growth across all its product range. You could argue that in a land beyond media imagination, Apple is becoming cool again. Potentially on the back of the most advanced smartphone it has introduced yet. Consumers seem particularly keen to try all its new features. Australia and Japan were the first to see iPhone X mania return in a big way, following the predictably more muted iPhone 88 Plus launch. This has been followed in every market this morning, with queues now formed outside Apple retail stores across the US. Steady eBay trade in iPhone 8 handsets suggests many of the company's most loyal consumers bought one while they waited on the X. We're seeing iPhone X units trading for over $2,000 a piece. Apple may well have managed to persuade many to break with tradition and pick up a new smartphone before the end of the standard 2 to 3 year upgrade window. The company also appears to have successfully provoked the anticipated upgrade supercycle as iPhone 66's owners move to upgrade. It's also important to reflect on the fact that when the company made the device available for pre-order last week, it sold an estimated 3 million units in just 20 minutes, approximations throughout. That is 2,500 iPhone X sales each second. Positive Apple data. Apple CFO Luca Maestri set the scene when he revealed the following 451 research data points during the company's November 2 fiscal call. US customer satisfaction of 97% or higher across all iPhone models. It's 95% among enterprise users. iPhone customers are 95% loyal, while the closest competing brand has just 53% loyalty. 69% of consumers who intend to purchase a smartphone in the next 90 days plan to buy an iPhone. That's 5 times the rate of the closest competitor. 80% of those planning to buy a smartphone by the end of December plan to purchase an iPhone. Maestri called this the highest score for iPhone in the history of the survey. Also read life after the home button. The iPhone X gestures guide. Tearing the iPhone X down. The race is now on to tear an iPhone X apart to find out what's inside the system. iFixit has already achieved this, and this morning's teardown analysis using a unit sourced in Australia confirms what most will expect. The device is the most densely packed with technology of any iPhone taken apart so far, and repair of the sophisticated device will be harder than ever. From an environment and climate change perspective, I do hope Apple continues to develop a fair recycling and reuse policy that rewards consumers for returning old devices for disassembly and reuse, given that repair of these systems can only become more complex as miniaturized technology evolves. The closest thing we've seen to the iPhone XS stacked logic board is the one we found tearing down the original iPhone, notes iFixit. Of course, the new phone's case, with its metal frame and subtle curves, also pays homage to the original 10 years of iPhone 1 design team. Even after a decade of iteration and innovation, Apple has built a device that evokes the spirit of its greatest visionary. Apple's Harvest Festival global enthusiasm and a supply-demand balance that will contribute to at least 2/4 of iPhone mania spells bad news for competitors in the smartphone space. Not only must they create a competitive product, and let's face it, Pixel 2 is only a just about good enough competitor for the iPhone 6, but they also have to figure out how to hang on to existing members of their not particularly loyal user base against the onslaught of the looming wave of iPhone X consumer evangelists fans who will be sending those darn emojis to anyone who can receive them. The scale is significant. Newly released data from Slice Intelligence's panel of over 5 million online shoppers shows that the iPhone X launch was the largest single product launch in Apple history, Slice said, revealing 3 times more iPhone X devices were purchased than iPhone 88 Plus, so the low iPhone 88 Plus pre-orders 78% less than iPhone 7 in the first 5 days of pre-orders were due to anticipation for the iPhone X release. 96% of iPhone X buyers are upgrading from a previous Apple device, 51% of them are coming from the iPhone 77 Plus. With iPhone 8 and Apple Watch Series 3 also tempting customers, it looks like Apple's annual holiday harvest season has begun. Google. If you use social media and happen to be a Google user, why not join Appleholics Kool-Aid Corner community and get involved with the conversation as we pursue the spirit of the new model Apple? Got a story? Please drop me a line via Twitter and let me know. I'd like it if you chose to follow me there so I can let you know about new articles I publish and reports I find.